What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. People asked me for my video yesterday, or was it yesterday, day before yesterday? Why did I recommend a PS5 as a console to pick up right now, today, versus an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S? And some of the things people were saying, like, why would you recommend that people pay for these games full price? I wasn't recommending people pay for the game full price. I am recommending which console is better to pick up right now. And I'm keeping the same energy. The same way that I don't believe the price point set for the PlayStation 5 Pro is equivalent for what you're getting for that console. Like, it's not worth it. That's the same way I feel with the prices that have gone up now for the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. I used to be able to say the Xbox Series S made a lot of sense for that price point, but now it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense at all. The Xbox Series X doesn't make any sense either. $600 or something like that for Xbox Series X. Are you out of your freaking mind? For what? For games that for a guarantee that there's some games that are going to be money hatted by PlayStation. That's not your fault that Xbox doesn't want to fight that. Xbox has more money than Microsoft has more money than Sony. You don't think they could pay the company even more than whatever Sony is paying to money hack games? But they're not. Okay, why should you care about that? This is a company that has disrespected the Xbox Series X time and time with its own big time exclusive drops. So why would you pay that money without the guarantee that every game's going to run at 60? Lately, all these games have been running at 60. But if Microsoft could drop a first-person shooter at 30 FPS, I don't put anything past them. What has Sony done? Sony has shown that the base PS5 has ran their games at 60 and above, even ray tracing. Some games are at 120. And the PS5 is still cheaper than the Xbox Series X and the X. No, that is the console to get right now. Today. Yes. Now, if you already have an Xbox and you already have a PS5, then yeah, the Xbox right now is going to make a lot more sense because the games that are coming out from the Xbox side. Sony's not dropping any games, and then Microsoft already said these games are about to be $80. So yes, Game Pass makes sense. But don't get it twisted. All they're doing is putting a bigger lock onto Game Pass. They're making Game Pass a bigger value, yes. But by the reason they're making it a bigger value now, you're going to be locked into Game Pass even more. I don't know if you think that's good that they're locking you into to Game Pass, because all they got to do is once they see you don't have an option, they'll go ahead and raise the price of Game Pass. And then we'll be in a state where we really got to pick and choose what do we want, right? Right now, we're eating good. If you're on Game Pass, you're eating good. But as far as the console goes, somebody else to come into the console generation right now? No, I can't recommend the Xbox Series X just so that they have access to Game Pass. Like, that doesn't make sense. You could go ahead and have access to Game Pass on a PC. You could go ahead and have access to Game Pass on a TV. You could go ahead and have access to Game Pass on your phone. You could go ahead and have access to Game Pass on a Fire Stick. The consoles would have been worth it if they were priced right, but now they're not worth it. So I don't want to see anybody else coming at me because I'm not recommending the Xbox Series X anymore for the rest of the generation if you haven't bought one already. Like, what? Even Xbox content creators know that this doesn't make sense. They're like, yeah, that's what you get for waiting. Yeah, that's what you get for waiting. You should have gotten an Xbox already. But if you don't have an Xbox, don't pick up an Xbox now. What? Why would he do that? Doesn't make any sense. So yes, the PS5 is a console to buy right now. You just got to be selective with what games you buy. That's it. But if you bought an Xbox Series X just to get into Game Pass, that doesn't make any sense because you can have access to Game Pass already. Dog 1985, there's levels to this. Don't be mad at me. This is Microsoft's messaging. This is an Xbox. They don't want you to buy the actual console. They don't want you to buy the actual console. They're not measuring their success by the actual console. We all know this. They're measuring their success by their subscription service and by that ecosystem. So it's either you're going to buy their games full price, okay, or you're going to subscribe. Those are your two options. And if you want to buy the games full price, you're going to go ahead and buy it on another platform. Because if you want to buy it on their platform, they're going to make you pay extra money. Why would I recommend that? Dog 1985, there's levels to this. We out. Peace.